It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
Every idea starts with a problem. Warby Parker's was simple. Glasses are too expensive. So they set out to change that. By designing glasses in-house and selling directly to customers, they're able to offer prescription eyewear that's expertly crafted and unexpectedly affordable. Warby Parker glasses are made from premium materials like impact-resistant polycarbonate and custom acetate. And they start at just $95, including prescription lenses. Get glasses made from the good stuff. Stop by a Warby Parker store near you.
Are you ready to shake it up, get your shoulders moving?
I'm ready to do the shake and bake. All right.
Okay. Now, finally. There it is. Here, get moving. Shake your butt. Yeah. Shake your shoulders, move it around. You know, this is like exercise music for people over 30. Right?
Yeah,
you can't keep up with some of that new boom. Boom. Yeah.
Boom, hour, man. Boom,
hour.
Boom.
You know, I'm looking at the birthdays today. I'm like, all right, March 3rd. Guess what? There's hardly any birthdays today. Hello, Kate.
Do we have any real news today again? Or are we going to be stuck on iceberg?
We have some awesome, amazing freaking news.
It's about time. Oh, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you know what? I can already tell that your soul's been invigorated because you had coffee.
It's invigorated through the chocolate.
Yeah, well, 95% energy coffee and then the chocolate on the side.
I agree.
Yeah, because you're pre-diabetic. So we're really moving stuff forward. Hey, sometimes you just got to say, what the hell, right?
You got to say what's on your mind.
Yeah, you remember that movie, in something Little China, Big Trouble Little China?
Big Trouble in Little China. Kurt Russell, right?
You know what Jack Burton always says in times like this?
Yeah.
What the hell?
What the hell?
Right. You know, hey, it is what it is.
Good movie.
It is. All right. You know Jessica Biel was born today in 1982.
Wow.
Does that make you feel old?
Makes me feel real old.
Yeah. 1982, man. She was born, and they're really... 1984, Alexander Semin, a Russian ice hockey player, was born. Camila Cabello was born this day in 1997. How old does that make you feel?
Real old.
Now, Alexander Graham Bell. He's kind of an antiquated, antique. But, you know, he did do something.
Right.
Did you know that Alexander Graham Bell, this inventor of the telephone, was an American inventor, right?
Yes.
Okay, but history's got it all wrong. He's an American inventor that was born in Edinburgh, Scotland.
Scotland?
Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Yeah, I didn't think you did. Most people don't. So is he an American inventor?
He would be if he moved to this country.
Well, he did.
So,
but he was born in Scotland.
Right.
You know.
But his family probably moved here, right?
Well, I think he did, and his mom probably did.
Right.
You know, he was an inner city kid. That's my Biden moment for the day.
Yeah. Enter self-rule. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it is what it is. Here, listen to this. Now, the Germans are kind of innovative. Wouldn't you say Germans are innovative?
Yeah.
I mean, not as innovative as we are.
No, they created the Volkswagen.
The Volkswagen.
And you know who invented the Volkswagen was Hitler.
Was it Hitler? I thought it had something to do with
Porsche. Hitler had the design and laid out paperwork. They found it, and that's why they created the Volkswagen. And I think that's how George Soros got all his money. Oh,
you know that the Volkswagen is kind of a work of art.
Yeah.
I mean, it was very innovative for its time. And I thought Porsche did something with that. I thought, I could be wrong. I know it had something to do with the Germans. However, artwork doesn't usually go with mechanical engineering like that. Although I sent you that picture the other day, or video, excuse me, of the roller coaster that was designed by a Swiss engineer to kill people.
That's crazy, though.
Yeah, it's euthanasia. I'm telling you this. If I have a choice between dying in a hospital all full of tubes and all that crap, and you say, but you can go on this roller coaster,
right? Are
you taking the 5,000-foot drop or no? Are you going to do it?
I probably would, instead of suffering and letting my family deal with my suffering. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a firm believer that God is the only one that has a right to take life.
That's true. It's true.
That's one of them really weird things, you know. But here's the bottom line. At the end of the day, freedom's freedom, and that's my choice.
Right.
Right? And your choice.
Yeah.
And everybody else's choice. But I'll tell you who didn't have a choice is these German sniffer dogs. Did you hear about this?
No.
Okay. They have German sniffer dogs that can detect COVID-19 with 94% accuracy.
Oh, wow.
And okay, so check this out. So I thought for a second, hello, Sean. Both Seans, by the way. We've got
both Seans in the house.
You know, usually you can say like one Sean is SEAN or both of them
we got
are
three Seans usually on here.
AWN. Well, we've got three Seans that come on. And then we've got Shawnee, the master welder from Tennessee that invited us to come down and have freaking awesome donuts.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, there is some talk about us getting more formatted. And some people think our show's kind of funny, I guess. And they might want to put us on, hey, Amber, they might want to put us on terrestrial radio.
Oh, okay. Well, hey.
Which will mean, we can't drop any bad words. But we rarely say them anyways.
Do. Yeah.
So anyways, I was thinking about this. This Reuters thing comes by. It says German sniffer dogs detect COVID-19 with 94% accuracy. And then I thought about the Biden administration and the bureaucrats they have over in China, where they accidentally had to do the anal probe on them to get to find out if they had COVID-19. You heard about that, right?
No, I did not.
Yeah, our people over there in China got bent over and had an anal probe shoved up them. And it's a new form of COVID-19 testing. And after the fact, get this, America complained. We complained to China about how dare you do that to our American representatives. And they said, oh, we're sorry, it was a mistake. Do you really think it was a mistake? I'll bet you those commie bastards, they were thinking when they bent them over and they got to shove that, they're like, this is reparations.
I guarantee with this new administration we have here in America, they probably didn't complain too much to China.
Yeah, you're probably right. But, this is, I put the two together, right?
There's a microphobia,
Right.
To them.
It is. Yeah, I was thinking about this, though. Sniffer dogs, German sniffer dogs, because I think Germans are the ones that came up with the idea of the Cleveland steamer.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anyways, I was thinking about this. Dogs, they like to smell people's butts.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you got the Chinese bending over the Biden employees and bam, sticking that thing up there. Yeah. Who else knows what's going on at that point? But then I started reading the story and I was completely let down. I was like, these dogs naturally sniff butts. Wow. So, maybe we don't need to have anal probes from China on Americans anymore. Maybe
need dog sniffers.
Yeah, except these dogs, they tell if you...
I wonder if they'll be like the dog sniffers they have at the airport. They'll sniff the luggage.
They could be. But I don't think so.
Right.
These dogs sniff saliva.
Ooh.
Yeah, these German dogs are...
Don't get your mouth too close to that doggy.
Yeah, well, you know where their noses have been.
Know what their dog breath is.
Oh, man, could you imagine? Them China attack dogs sitting there? Well, you got to take... Oh, it's anal swabbing.
Yeah, I could see it going from real bad to worse. Yeah, I've got COVID. No, they don't have COVID. That dog's breath was killing me over here.
Okay, so I was listening to somebody one day, and I was having lunch, okay? Some people know him, J.J. McCartney.
Yes.
And J.J. McCartney said the absolutely most foul thing I've ever heard of in my life. And it actually made me quit eating.
Oh, no.
Do you want to hear what it was?
What was it?
If you guys are eating donuts.
Don't ruin donuts. But anyway.
Okay, well, hang on. Let me do the donut thing first, and then we'll go to this. Just remember this, okay?
We don't ruin it.
Yeah, we don't want to ruin the donuts.
The taste of donuts.
Listen to this. I searched all over this morning, and I can't find cherry fritters. I had a cream cheese glazed cherry fritter one time.
Right.
One of the best.
Right.
One of the best donuts I've ever had. And I'm searching all over the big cities. Stan's Donuts, they have everything. They have
Probably got to go to the Amish country to get it.
Yeah, I'm thinking you might have to.
It's getting to the point, Hans, where, things are getting harder to find in the stores, but the Amish seem like they never lose a beat on it,
Yeah, well,
because they're used to
I've had a lot of Amish food. They got some good food.
They do. I mean, I had to rate them at 1 out of 100. I usually give them 100 because usually their taste is unbelievable.
Well, this place here in Chicago, Stan's Donuts.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that Eminem song. Okay, so we got a buttercream Bismarck, a buttermilk bar. Now, that I can handle because I love butter cake.
Yeah,
okay.
I do too.
Blueberry old-fashioned, apple old-fashioned, raspberry old-fashioned, but there's no freaking cherry. There's no cherry anywhere.
They all sounded so good, but yeah, you've got to have cherry.
Yeah, well, okay, blueberry fritter, apple fritter, sugar vegan recipes, a bagnette pear.
I've got a bagnette pear.
Yeah, I knew you were going to go there with that.
These donuts.
Le Stan croissant donut. Hey, do you remember that comedian? The comedian that did I'm the love master, baby.
Yeah, baby.
I can hold 2 cups of coffee and a dozen donuts right here. Remember that?
Yeah.
Well, it kind of reminds me of this. We should put that in here. We should have that guy on here sometime.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'd love to have him on there. I'd like to have Mr. Wilson on here, too.
I'm actually really excited. Jan from dreamsforlife.org is coming on Unleashed next Thursday.
Wow.
That's pretty awesome. She does a charity where they give cool things. I mean, it's nothing really standard.
Right.
But they have really cool things that they give to terminally ill children.
And that's what it's all about.
It is. It's awesome. But, we'll save that. Hey, lemon espresso Bismarck.
Wow.
My grandma, her favorite pie in the world, favorite everything.
Lemon meringue.
How did you know?
It's good.
You see, I'm not a lemon meringue guy.
I like it. I don't have a problem
That's because you're weird. You don't drink coffee until this morning. And now, folks, please let him know that he sounds more clear, more intelligible. Sounds like he's got a little bit more energy this morning.
A little bit more energy, okay? A little bit more drive.
Yeah, that's what we're doing with that. Now,
okay.
How about lemon bars? Are lemon bars for after supper or are lemon bars a morning delight?
I would say an evening delight, like a snack before dinner.
Yeah, I mean, lemon espresso Bismarck.
Ooh.
It sounds good, but hey, this is the thing. If you don't have cherry something,
yeah, we gotta have. It's.
Oh, my sister said lemon bars, no meringue. See,
well,
it runs in the family.
Yeah,
yeah. I don't know what it is. My sister says anytime for lemon bars. Lemon bars are one of those things that you don't really grab. Like if you're at the grocery store and you're grabbing something to make dessert.
Yeah.
Very rarely do you grab lemon bars.
Nah.
But if you do grab lemon bars, then everybody's kind of like, nah, especially the kids.
Yeah.
But you make them, and then you go to have one the next day, and they're freaking gone.
After everybody said, oh, I don't want one.
Yeah, and they're gone. Hey.
Amazing how that works.
It is what it is. So now that we did the donuts.
Yeah.
Okay, now can I tell you what he said?
Yeah, sure.
Because, we were talking about Chinese using the anal swabs to test for COVID-19 on Biden administration employees.
Yeah.
Then we were talking about the German canine sniffers that we thought sniffing butts to check for COVID-19, but they're not. They're sniffing saliva.
Right.
Okay. So anyways, I'm listening to J.J. McCartney one time, and I'm listening, and he said, this is more saturated than an anal tampon. And immediately I was like, right. And to this day, this is years ago. To this day, I can't get the thought of anal tampon out of my head.
So every time you hear JJ, you're thinking anal tampon.
I do.
That's bad.
It is. I mean, there's just certain things that you don't say. So,
right.
I don't want to visually associate that with this show.
No.
But I'm telling the
I
story.
visually wouldn't want to see that.
Yeah, I've seen enough, especially the Chiefs. They use the tampons and they shove them up their nose.
Oh, the Packers? I mean, the Packers.
No. The Packers, they have gauze.
Oh.
They use gauze.
I thought the Packers used... Okay.
No, the Packers use gauze, and they usually don't use very much of it because they're physically superior to most of the other NFL teams out there.
I heard it's because they're having a fuzzing time.
Is that what you heard? This day in 1891, the United States Congress creates the Court of Appeals.
Ooh.
Not that it does much good.
Yeah.
The Court of Appeals was today in 1891. The U.S. Congress created the Office of Superintendent of Immigration. You know what that is today? You'll never guess. It's the Treasury Department today. But think about that.
Wow.
U.S. Congress today created the Office of Superintendent of Immigration. What does immigration have to do with Treasury?
That's what I'm saying. How does that even fit in?
Yeah, well, today's also famous. In 1892, I just lost my spot. Does that ever happen to you? Oh.
How to have fun, anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Woohoo!
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Tuberculosis test in cows was developed in 1892.
Wow. Cows get TB, guys.
They were really busy in the late 1890s. They were. U.S. Congress authorizes the first federal road agency called the Department of Agriculture.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, think about that. Oh, is that coffee wearing off?
No, it's not wearing off.
All right, come on.
No,
Wake up. Wake up.
I got a story here, Hans. Can I go with it?
Go for it.
All right. It's the world's first ever space hotel. Could open in 2027. I call this one Spaced Out. Some time ago, we brought you the story. That's what Hans thinks of me, too, sometimes. Some time ago, we brought you the story of Spaceport City. They plan floating commercial space station in Japan. But as is usual with these things, someone is already taking things a step further. Orbital Assembly Corporation, a California-based futuristic construction company, is planning the world's first space hotel. According to the firm's ambitious plans, the commercial space station could open as soon as 2027. Titled the Voyager Station, the hotel's Star Trek-ish name promised to boldly take travelers to where no tourist has vacationed before. The planned space station lives up to its science fiction-inspired name, even if it looks. The circular station resembles a giant wheel to provide artificial gravity for its guests. Voyager will slowly rotate around itself. The Voyager station is a rotating space station designed to produce varying levels of artificial gravity by increasing or decreasing the rate of rotation, the project's official website reads.
Well, would you go there? Would you go outside?
I would go there where no man has gone before.
You would.
If I was the first
all right.
one.
No, let me ask you something.
I wouldn't go.
You're afraid of water.
I wouldn't go to that.
I get you around 4 inches of water and you're shivering. How would you go outside the U.S.? Outside the U.S.? How about outside the globe?
I would go outside the U.S.
How about the globe?
The globe?
Yeah.
Outside the globe? No.
Yeah. You wouldn't go up there?
No, I don't have no reason to go there, to be honest.
Well,
I think God firmly planted my feet here on earth for a reason.
I think you're right. Let me ask you something. When do you think the Star Spangled Banner became the U.S. national anthem?
1783?
Try again.
Okay. 1787.
Try it one more time.
Don't tell me it's like 30 years later.
Go ahead. So you're guessing what, 1820?
1796.
1796. What if I told you that the United States did not officially name the U.S. national anthem until 1931?
What?
1931, Star Spangled Banner officially becomes U.S. national anthem by congressional resolution.
Wow.
I bet you didn't know that, did you?
Did not know that.
Did you know 1933 is when they dedicated Mount Rushmore?
Wow. And you know what? I'm sitting here thinking about the Star Spangled Banner. Why did it take so long?
That's kind of crazy.
It is.
Thinking about something?
No, I am thinking about something. Why wasn't it? Why don't we go ahead and rename the new anthem the Lee Greenwood song then, since that ain't really been that old?
Well, because nostalgia.
I
like Lee Greenwood, and I love that song.
Oh man, it's just so American.
But the Star Spangled Banner's better.
I know it is.
You know,
it's tradition.
Sing some of it for us. Come on.
Oh, say, can you see?
Okay, so here's a history
that would go
tip.
by quick.
Now, what is the significance of the flag standing at the morning's battle?
It's significant to show that we became one nation after the Civil War.
Okay, so there's 200 ships.
Right.
They're all shooting their bombs at the flag.
Right.
Imagine that. Every ship, all the bombs towards that flag. What was holding the flag up in the morning?
Flagpole.
Yeah, but a flagpole and what? 200 ships just lobbed every damn, bomb they had at it. What was it? Cannon fodder. What was it?
Oh, it's a shot in the dark, Hans. You got me on this one. Maybe it was buried at Plymouth Rock. I don't know.
It was held up by the bodies of dead American patriots.
Ooh.
That part of the song is missing, and they don't like to but it was so important to them not to let the flag go down.
Why do they cut out these parts that are important to us?
Well, because that gives you a sense of pride that
Right.
you're enjoying something somebody worked so hard for and died for.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And in the morning, the patriots' bodies were what was holding up the flag. Yeah, nobody talks about that anymore, but hey, it is what it is.
Well, God bless the Patriots.
Hey, freaking men. I wanted to ask you something that I noticed yesterday.
What's that?
Okay, you know how we've got this big cancel culture thing going on right now?
Yes.
Right? And I want to know the truth. It's March 3rd today, so it's National I Want You to Be Happy Day.
Right.
Well, I want to be happy today. So tell me this. Why is it in the cancel culture of today that we've watched the Washington Redskins turn their name to, Washington football team?
The Washington football.
The Washington, yeah. It's generic.
Yeah.
Generic as hell. We're watching high school teams do this. We're watching them rename schools. But listen to this. We have this advertising thing going on. And we have cream of wheat. No more black guy on there. Eskimo pie. No more Eskimo on there. And, I used to look forward to an Eskimo pie. Am I the only one?
I agree. I love them.
How about Aunt Jemima?
Yeah, I know that. She grew up close to where I was from.
How about Mrs. Butterworth's?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Uncle Ben's.
Yeah. Yeah, Aunt Jemima, she was born in the same county I was born in.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, how about Land O'Lakes butter?
Yeah.
Okay, do you notice all of these people are disappearing off the advertising?
I noticed that, yeah. It's like they literally are canceling any culture.
Well, no. This is what I was thinking about. So I had this feeling, and I don't know why I get them. It's really weird. I get in the zone, and I start really thinking, and then I have an intellectual conversation with myself. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it helping us? Is it hurting us? And why is this being done? I know how they're doing it. I know when they're doing it. I know where they're doing it. Why are they doing it this way? So let me ask you this. Exactly. My sister said, how is it that they don't think it's an honor for these names? Because I think it's an honor, like Mrs. Butterworth. Right. Man.
I love Mrs. Butterworth.
Me too. So we've got all of these things that are going on. I mean, the Chiefs are getting calls to change their name. And listen,
And they better never cave.
Well, here's the thing, Missouri, we had the biggest human beings ever recorded right here in this, on average.
Yeah.
You know, they were like 6'7" on average. They're the Chiefs, okay? Blah, 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 blah. The Indians want to change their name. It's a badge of honor every time they take the field for that, okay? But here's the thing. Cream of Wheat, Eskimo Pie, Aunt Jemima, Mrs. Butterworth, Uncle Ben's, Land O'Lakes, and there's more.
Oh, yeah.
But I want you to notice something, folks. Please take this in mind and tell me your conclusion. Little Debbie hasn't disappeared.
No.
Wendy's hasn't disappeared.
Nope.
Colonel Sanders hasn't disappeared.
Nope.
The Burger King hasn't disappeared. Chef Boyardee hasn't disappeared.
Nope.
The Fisherman on Bird's Eye Foods hasn't disappeared. How about the Quaker on Quaker Oats? He hasn't disappeared.
Nope.
And Sunmaid hasn't disappeared.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
I've noticed it, yeah.
You know, I'm not trying to be objectionable here. I'm trying to understand why people of color on products that we enjoy so much and we attribute honor to them being on it, they were taken off. But if you're white, it's okay to stay on there.
And, I would think that this would have the opposite effect.
Wouldn't you?
When you think that, I mean, because if you're going to cancel any ethnicity group other than the white people, which it seems like we're the only ones that they want to put on boxes. And
Isn't that weird?
And show our proud heritage. Why can't we show the proud heritage of all the other ethnicity groups?
Amber said it's all downhill after Mr. Potato Head. But here's the thing.
I hear that.
Hasbro came out and said Mr. Potato Head ain't going anywhere.
Right.
I like that. Mrs. Potato Head ain't going anywhere. Here's the thing. If you want to enjoy some sales in some certain demographic, make another one. Don't cancel something to go something. Yes, Gordon's Fish Sticks, Sean, another one.
Yeah.
You see, if it happens to be that you're white, they don't take it off. Like, hey, how about this? If we are culturally appropriating something, like they say we're doing with the Chiefs.
Right.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
I don't hear anybody calling for the Vikings to change their name.
Right. And that's the thing, too. And why are the cancel cultures feel like that this is helping benefit any ethnicity groups other than the white Caucasian, which is us? Because it's not. If anything, it's dividing them away from, hey, we're going to market them, as something big, as something popular. And not only that, cheap is not derogatory toward the Indian because that's proud heritage. Just like the Indians.
Exactly.
And just like your Redskins and all these other team names,
Kate says that. She says people hurt and or kill what they don't understand.
Right.
The younger generation that we have now is indoctrinated into believing the lies. And I believe that.
Yeah.
But it's socially engineered. And this is what I'm trying to tell people. All the stuff that we see that we can't wrap our heads around because it's not normal, it's social engineering. It is changing a social dynamic to have a prescribed outcome.
And here would be my question to them, the youth of this nation. If you believe that, why don't you do your real diligence and research and find out what really socialism come from? Because if you remember, Hitler didn't like whites, did not like blacks. That was socialism, right?
Right. Well, he didn't like Jews.
And he didn't like Jews.
He liked blue-eyed, blonde-haired white men and women.
Right. So, but he didn't like blacks, did not like any of that. Anything that was opposite of Aryan, I guess.
Well, and, that is a perfect visualization of what happens when you have syphilis of the brain.
So right. And then by them canceling other cultures here in this country, it makes no sense.
Right.
It's a microcosm of saying, oh, well, Okay, well, we'll take their faces off of it. That way we don't look at them no more. Is that what you want?
Well, it is.
I mean, is that what they want?
It is, because, there is this detachment from what Americans believe their government does for them, what they want for their future, and what the government's actually doing.
Exactly.
Okay, I'll give you an example. If you really wanted to inspire minorities, young black men, young black women, I understand it. They want to see somebody that looks like them. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. The very first self-made millionaire woman in this country was not a white woman.
It was a black woman.
It was a black woman. Her name was Madam Walker. Now, why? One, Hollywood did a C-grade film on Madam Walker.
Right.
She had a wonderful life. I mean, there was struggles, but if you look at her life, it's amazing what she did.
But wouldn't the woman deserve an A-grade movie?
It should be a blockbuster film.
Right.
However,
because
the celebration of independence by a young black woman and her being an entrepreneur and succeeding, breaking through the glass ceiling, per se.
And a successful entrepreneur in this country.
Right. Well, you know what?
That's the key.
Where's the disconnect? We're talking about the late 1800s, early 1900s.
Right.
A woman, a black woman, succeeded in a man's world. It's a man's world. Well, it wasn't back then, because she was a self-made millionaire.
Yeah, and God bless her.
Well, God bless her. And why are we not teaching young children about the successes of somebody like her?
And that's what I don't understand about where our country has gone since we've been young. It's gone in a whole way different direction, because we used to take pride in these things like this, historical value in this. And there would be movies that come out that you could not wait to go see that were based on true stories about a woman just like her, or the Jackie Robinson story, which I love, the original.
Yes.
I've went and seen the original. It's just, what I'm saying is, folks, this cancel culture is basically like an irritant. Well, it's killing other cultures is what it's doing. It's exactly what it's doing.
Let's go with Aunt Jemima.
Yeah.
Why not tell her story? Why not literally give this success story? And I'm going to tell you why. Because then there is a disconnection with the racism progression that they say is happening in this country.
Right.
You can't on one side say, well, this country's so freaking racist and blah, blah, blah. And then on the other side say,
cancel it out.
The first female self-made millionaire was a black female named Madam Walker. You can't do that because it's opposite. It's backwards. You cannot celebrate success when you're trying to teach oppression. You can't do it.
I tell you what, I really believe the Illuminati got a stranglehold in this country and the world. That's just my because that's exactly how they believe. The pyramid is always upside down for us, and they're at the top.
You know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start a donut company, and it's going to be called Illuminati Donuts. And we're going to bring back...
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Frickin' cherry fritters.
Ooh.
What do you think?
You can rename that company any name. Just bring back the cherry fritters.
Okay, so I've got a question for you. And this is the kind of crap that rolls through my head. Like, let's take a restaurant connoisseur, right? And you go to this place and there's awesome burgers. And you go to this place and there's awesome fries. And you go to this place and there's awesome pizza. And you go to this place and they got the best fried chicken sandwich.
Right.
Why doesn't somebody do their best to try to make those signature items and then throw them all in one restaurant? Why?
It would make more sense if they all put their minds together. They could.
Could it be that it's social engineering? It's, we got to be separated. There's got to be a boogeyman. There's got to be a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyways, this bothers me. I look around and like I said, the Vikings, you don't hear anybody saying, get rid of the Viking name. You're socially.
Yes.
Right?
You never hear it.
You're culturally. It's culturally something.
And you never hear nobody say, get rid of the Packers. Who'd
get rid of excellence?
Well, right.
You know, they were going to try to do this for a while. They were actually going to go into the bathrooms and they were going to catch the Packers pee because it's pure excellence.
Pure gold. Yeah.
Well, it bothers me. And there's something there. You know, if they're going to say cream of wheat, Eskimo pie, Aunt Jemima, Mrs. Butterworth, Uncle Ben's, Land O'Lakes, and many more.
Right.
Why aren't they doing the same thing to Little Debbie, Wendy's, Colonel Sanders, Burger King, Chef Boyardee, Bird's Eye, Quaker, Sunmaid, or Gordon's Fish Sticks?
I think that's basically everything they're canceling is basically going to hurt them in the long run.
You know what's coming next? Let me be clear. Do you know what's coming next? Because I believe Mars Corporation owns, is it Mrs. Butterworth or Aunt Jemima? One of them. They own Mars.
Right.
Owns that. Now, what else is Mars? M&M's.
Right.
How soon before they say, well, we got to do away with Mr. and Mrs. M&M? There can't be any boy M&Ms. There can't be any girl M&Ms. It's got to be gender fluid and neutral M&Ms.
Would you say
they're going to have a bag of beige?
This is what I'm starting to believe, Hans. I'm really starting to believe that
hey, Audrey,
globalism right now is rearing its ugly head, and they bought into it, the cancel culture.
See, I don't think that they bought into anything. I think we're being forced, socially directed.
Well, I think the news have done that.
Audrey said, hi, Dan.
Well, hello, Miss Audrey.
Yes, he's got a little bit of energy today because he had hot chocolate.
Oh, yes, a little bit. I've got a lot of energy today.
5% hot chocolate.
Yeah.
95% coffee.
Yeah.
And I bet you
it's good stuff, too.
The hair is growing on your nuts right now.
It probably is.
Yes. Speaking of that, they're going to do the same thing to peanut M&Ms. The cancel culture, the boy and girl.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, here's the thing. I never grew up in I just always knew I was a boy that had to be a man someday.
Right.
My sister always knew she was a girl that had to be a woman someday. I mean, it was just the way that it was. Now, however, I remember my mom getting me a pink shirt, and it was one of those, if my sister's still on here, maybe she can.
Miami Pie shirt?
No, it was I think it was called Hypercolor.
Yeah.
But it was pink.
I had a pink one, too. But
And it was pink
Johnson.
and it would turn to blue.
Yeah.
Remember that? And
it was the Don Johnson outfit, though. And my mom bought me.
Back then, I really wasn't too...
Miami Vice. Remember Miami Vice?
I do.
How big it was?
I wasn't too keen on wearing a pink shirt.
I wasn't either, but Don Johnson made that famous.
Well, and, my mother said, I think guys look snazzy in pink. Well, so I started wearing it. And here's the thing. Girls liked that shirt on me. They did.
Yeah.
But I wasn't crossing that proverbial line. And not that there's anything wrong with somebody else crossing that line.
Right.
But I didn't cross that line.
You stayed on your side of the line.
Yeah. I stayed within the fence that I grew up in.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I wouldn't even call it a fence. No. I would call it a protective barrier because today I actually have common sense.
Yeah.
That's
what this country and the world's lacking right now, a little common sense.
Excellence in podcasting with a superior point of view. Unleash your... Yeah, see, that's what I do. And I thank my parents for that.
Right.
To keep me away from the insanity. I feel bad for kids today. I do. I know a lot of people like to chastise them and say, oh, they're stupid and they're dumb.
But
and the
here's
millennials...
I agree. I agree to a point, but I think a lot of it's because of the way the teachers have been teaching the kids in a lot of these city schools.
Oh, of course it is. Of course it is. But here's the thing. The culture, including, did you ever think Tony the Tiger was going to wear a skirt?
Never.
Because that's next.
Oh, I'm sure.
Pretty soon they're going to
be a back row on the Little League.
Great. Pretty soon they're going to put him down because he's too masculine.
Yeah, when they show the Little League World Series on ABC, they'll start doing those commercials with him wearing a skirt running around the pit. Yeah, I can see it.
Here's the thing. Somehow in America, they have taken some things and they bastardized what they meant. Like, here's the thing.
Right.
A real man. Toxic masculinity. Here's the thing. Toxic masculinity is not what comes from real men.
Right.
You know what? Real men don't hit women.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Real men work their ass off.
Yep.
They're not lazy.
Yeah, ladies, I'm open.
Yeah. Keep it going. The thunder's coming down.
I know, right? There was plenty of coffee in that.
Well, here's the thing. there's something going on. If you were going to cancel one side, like, Uncle Ben's,
Right.
and Colonel Sanders,
Right.
they're kind of from the same time frame.
Right.
Why would you cancel Uncle Ben's but not cancel
the
KFC?
Colonel. Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, Mike?
Well, basically, when they're canceling out the other cultures, they're basically saying, well, them cultures don't mean as much as the white culture, which that's the way I would think.
Right. No.
Because when they're doing away with their own stuff, why would you do away with your own stuff? That makes no
social
sense.
engineering. And listen, I was on with some super progressive last night, and they get so frustrated with me. But this is what they said. They said that the free market has to follow culture. So if you can push culture far enough,
Right.
and you can promote cancel culture, what you're effectively doing is changing the economic base or the economic structure of the free market.
Are we seeing an intentional way of trying to anger people in the future of those cultures that have been canceled now to anger them for later in the future to use it to suppress them?
Later in the future.
I'm talking like
Later in the future.
I'm talking like just months down the road here. I'm saying, is this just a way to say, hey, we social engineered these people so easily. We've already socially engineered them through COVID. We've already social engineered them through the PC culture now.
Well, it could be. It very well could be.
We are basically dumbing down the public so much that they're going to buy into this Agenda 2130.
Well, I think that we're already past that point.
I think we are too. But that's just
this is what they told me. So we were having this conversation, and I mean, I'm talking with, college professors. I'm talking with archaeologists. I'm talking with all these people. And so I started, they said, well, Donald Trump did this. And I was like, yeah, well, he did. That wasn't one of his best days. But here, check out what Biden's doing. And I shared, the 36 billion gone from Medicare. And I shared the children now in those little huts down there they're locked in there. I shared all these different things, and they're like, all you're trying to do is stop the movement, and what you're doing is you're hurting us because you're dropping chaos bombs.
What movement are you talking about? A bowel movement? That's where this country's heading.
That's what about it. The people on the far right and the people on the far left both want the same thing, and that is the total destruction of the United States of America.
Yeah,
they can kiss my ass.
Everybody else is standing in the middle, who loves this country, doesn't want to see it fall to the wayside to globalism. That's me.
Well, I agree. And it's not just globalism. Maybe I've had too much of that coffee today, too.
Who cares?
Here's the thing. The degradation of American society is happening right in front of your eyes. Right. It's crumbling in front of our eyes. And young people... This is the truth, and this is what bothers me so bad about conservatives, because they will never, ever admit to this. But our government hasn't done anything for them. They've told them how bad they were. They've told them how bad America was. They've taught us about culturally appropriating.
Oh, and by the way, over the last several years, we have the worst education system in the world. Remember that one?
And maybe that's the case.
It might be the case because they set everybody up for the worst education.
Well, here's the thing. You shouldn't be going to school to learn about
dressing like
political agendas or political ideology.
Yeah.
That's supposed to come from home.
Yeah.
You have civics class, you have social studies, you have math, you have reading. Teach your damn class and quit going off into this intellectual stupor, which they do, and they teach our children.
I agree with something your wife said the other day.
Holy
was
cow,
all
what's
talking
that?
about. I
don't believe it if it's about me.
No, it wasn't about you, Hans. I promise you. No, she made a good point about the school system. She said that they should be there to teach, but not there to preach.
Oh, there you go. Reeling in some truth right there, man. They are there to teach, not to preach. And I'll tell you what, I wish I would have heard her say that.
She did say it.
That's pretty good.
That was an awesome comment. I like that's the best. That's gold stuff that you don't rarely hear from Maya. But it was good.
Well, she hates politics.
I know she does with a passion.
Yeah, and hey, it is what it is. She's entitled to her opinion.
That's right.
Ever.
That was smart.
Well, I'll never say she's wrong. I mean, she's my wife, and
of course.
But just some of the hypocrisy that's going on, like,
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
me as just a regular American, apolitical.
Right. Yeah.
I think that if you sexually harass a woman, you should be held accountable for your actions.
Right.
And I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're Democrat. I really don't care what your
that doesn't even matter in today's society to me.
It doesn't. Listen to this. You know what's her name from The View, Joy Behar.
Yeah.
Remember how she went after Kavanaugh? Remember that?
Yeah.
Listen to this. Maybe this is what she's saying. Maybe Democrats should just ignore everything about Andrew Cuomo harassment allegations.
Well, of course they protect their own.
Well, come on. I mean, 3 women and one has videos and text. And then, they're stemming, what he's doing by saying, well, they took it the wrong way. I mean, come on.
Okay, Joy, let me ask you a question, Joy Behar. How did you feel about doing that with Donald Trump?
Well, that's
How
the
did
point.
you feel?
Hypocrisy.
It's hypocrisy on The View. Hypocrisy.
Well, and it's not just there. It's
not
all
just
through America.
Yeah.
Why do we have standards set for one side and not the other? So here we have Joey Behar talking about Cuomo. Just ignore it. Just ignore it. He's a billionaire donor to the Democrats. Just ignore it, okay? But on the other hand, we'll just ignore the Little Debbies of the world.
Right.
Wendy's, Colonel Sanders, Burger King, Chef Boyardee, Birdseye. But we are going to rail on the other side. You see the hypocrisy?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, they're going to do away with the Keebler Elf soon.
Are you kidding me?
I'm just joking.
Okay, thank goodness. I'm going to buy, my grandma used to have some Keebler Elf cookies.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, they are, especially with the ones with the little chocolate on the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those are. With all this craziness going on, did you even hear that Greece had a major earthquake?
No, I did not.
Yeah, Greece was shaken by a 6.2 magnitude earthquake.
Yep.
The Athens Geodynamic Institute of seismologist Vasilis Karithis told reporters that the quake originated in a fault line in the area that has historically not produced quakes of much larger magnitude than Wednesday's. I wonder if it's because of global warming.
I don't know.
I
ain't no global warming.
Yeah, well,
It's God's warming. Hey.
Yeah,
I know.
Listen to this. There's some stupidity in America.
I know.
That is unmatched.
There it is.
Now listen to this guy. A Tennessee man was arrested. Why? He wanted to buy a handgun. So if you want to buy a handgun and you're trying to do it illegally, you could come up with some fake name and blah, 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 right?
Right.
You probably wouldn't go through. They'd catch you.
Oh, yeah.
But this guy forged Barack Hussein Obama's name on the handgun permit.
Oh, boy.
Do you think there's going to be a few red flags with that?
Yeah. For one, Obama would never shoot a gun.
True.
Because he was always against guns, and plus he never owned one, according to him.
Yeah, well, I've seen pictures of him with a gun in his hand.
I think he was borrowing someone's gun to go hunting.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah. Oh. I don't think that man's ever owned a gun.
It's hump day. It's 9:48 in the morning. Yes, this March 3rd, 2021 day. Man, time's flying.
It is.
Right? Oh, this is kind of waking you up a little bit more, isn't it?
It is.
You know what I'm really hoping right now? I'm hoping somebody, somewhere, has this going where they work.
I hope so, too.
You know what? Maybe it's a welding shop. Maybe it's
talked with
in a
lady
hospital.
yesterday, Hans, out at the hospital where I work.
You talked to a lady?
Yeah,
What?
believe it or not, yeah. You know me and the ladies, but yeah, I was talking to the one of the nurses out there and told her about our show. She said, I'm going to have to go check you all out. You sound like you guys would be a blast.
You know what? They need to do it. Hey, Cox Hospital, I'm telling you right now, every nurse's station should be playing Morning Crankers.
They should.
They should.
Yeah.
Get a little bit of a laugh,
Yeah.
especially in the NICU. Get those kids shaking and baking in the morning. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Get those people in the rooms dancing around. You girls know what I'm talking about.
Right. Well, yeah. You know, I wanted to talk about fear. Like,
Right.
you have a huge fear of water.
Yeah, I love showers. That's about as far as water goes with me.
Like literally, you're scared to death to stick your toe into something over your head.
Pretty much.
All right. Now, check this out. This company out in Hawaii, okay, they have like their own little underwater farm.
Yeah.
So they take these scuba divers out there, right?
Yeah.
It's a aquarium, okay, like an aquarium in the ocean.
Right.
You know, it's kind of like that underwater national park down there in Florida. Anyways, they go out there. Check this out. $272,000 in fines is going to this company because they boated. It's driving. Can you say drove in the water? They boated.
Yeah.
Out to this illegal aquarium.
Not unless they got a Hummer.
And they could be. I mean, they can go on water.
Yeah. Hummers they can go under.
Achieved a level of notoriety. What did they do? This company took these 2 women divers and then left them out in the middle of the ocean.
Oh.
Now, let me ask you something. Somebody's got some pull up there because if you're the company, if you
Right.
own this company and you take divers out to the ocean and you leave them there, you should be charged with attempted murder, don't you think? This wasn't an accident. They actually left them there because they were angry with them.
It's so wrong to do that. I mean, it's just, they definitely should be charged for attempted murder.
Well, so here's the thing. The company owner made a Facebook post about how they taught them a lesson.
Oh, yeah, he really did.
Yeah, well, and after some people saw the Facebook post, they literally got a hold of the people that do the rescuing.
Right.
And they were putting together this big rescue thing, and these 2 women divers swam to shore.
Wow.
Okay, this is hours later.
Yeah.
And they made it to shore. I mean, they're getting a $272,000 fine for abandoning those 2 divers. That's it.
That's a slap on the wrist.
It's a slap on something. I don't know. Do you think that these women will have a chance in court to sue them?
They should.
Man, I would be so pissed. Audrey said that's attempted murder. I think so too.
Yeah.
You don't leave somebody out in the middle of the ocean,
right, because
you're angry with something they said.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Now this is complete fantasy conjecture by me.
Okay,
but here's what it is. This is what I'm saying.
What are you going to do? Leave me on the island by myself?
No, not that at all. I'm gonna reel you in for a second.
Reel me in.
This Biden supporter owns this boat.
Right.
And these 2 girls were wearing Trump hats going out to this fish aquarium out in the middle of the ocean. And they jumped off. And to rid the world of a couple Trump supporters, this Biden sea captain decides to leave them out there and come back because they said something like, America first, baby, or, something like that. That's what they said. So, and it's the only reason that I can figure out that they only got a $272,000 fine.
Right.
What do you think of that?
That sounds about right.
Doesn't that anger you?
It does anger me.
Whatever happened, because in America, human life has always been important.
Right.
And human life was always the standard. It wasn't, that's a Republican life or a Democrat life. It was just, that's human life.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They've literally have divided this nation politically, and they've done it intentionally. And we see that. We see it, but there's a lot of people that don't see it.
Well, it's very angering.
It does. It angers me.
I'll tell you something that would anger you more. Like, have you ever thought in your head, like, what would be the ultimate betrayal of somebody to you?
Somebody leave me in a raft by myself out in the middle of the ocean.
I'm going to say that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now, there are some very special people. And by special, I mean deviant, corrupt, and soulless.
Yeah.
Okay. This story comes from a Canadian couple. Okay. This woman goes and she gets pregnant, and with her fiance, they have the baby, and her fiance runs off with her mother.
Oh, boy.
What do you think of that? Ooh. Oh, man.
That sounds like something out of a bad movie gone wrong.
I mean, I would expect this to come out of somewhere here, but it didn't. It came out of Canada.
No, that doesn't surprise me either.
Shame on that man, and shame on that woman,
Yep.
the mother. And kudos to you. I
Yeah.
hope you find a new man that takes care of that baby real well, because that's sick, disgusting, and what a degenerate, man. What a degenerate.
He is. He was being thoughtful of himself, not, the woman and the child.
Well, I got a couple of happy stories here. This gentleman, Kelvin Tyler, he dropped out of college in 1963. Why? Because he couldn't afford it. So he went on to become a very rich philanthropist.
Wow.
Okay. And this guy said, with COVID going on, there's a lot of kids like me in 1963. This guy worked at UPS, lived life the right way, worked hard. Him and his wife worked hard together, hand in hand. He gave $20 million to the college that he had to drop out of, specifically for people that couldn't afford to go to that college. I think that's freaking amazing. How
That's
about you?
Awesome humility right there.
At Morgan State College, he did it. This is awesome. If we had more stories like this in the news,
man, we'd be the country we used to be.
Right.
Back in the 80s.
2 women were working at a restaurant in 2013 in New Haven, Connecticut. They thought they kind of looked alike, but then their mannerisms were also very much alike.
Right.
Here, they had no idea, but one of them had been adopted out when they were born. They were twins, and they found out they were biological sisters.
Wow.
Now, that is a cool story. I'm telling you, man.
That is. That's cool.
Yeah, and, finally, this is a cool story. A man and a woman that happened to be Australians, and they happened to be married, and they were thinking about getting divorced.
Right.
Money stresses. COVID-19, they were losing their house. They were losing everything. They're fighting. It happens to all of us.
Right.
Every good marriage has some good fights every now and then.
Yeah.
Keep things interesting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There's 2 people in this world. There's the people that will admit that they don't have a perfect marriage, that they're constantly working on it. And then there's the liars.
Yeah. Okay.
This woman, while they sat down, bought a lottery ticket. Her and her husband sat there and they talked about it. They decided to get a ticket called Keno. Check this out. They won $1.1 million.
Oh.
You see, good things come to those who actually prepare,
Yeah.
and are proactive in protecting the marriage. Like, going and sitting down and saying, hey, how can we fix this?
Right.
You know what? It's kind of like the Heinz 57. The best come to those who wait. So guess what? They don't have any money problems anymore. They're probably taking a vacation somewhere nice.
Right.
Isn't that an awesome feeling?
That is an awesome feeling. That's what it's all about, man.
I love it. I love it. And I love you guys.
Love you guys.
It is 9:58, March 3rd, 2021. On Hump Day, have a great Hump Day. Get a lot of humping done,
Hump at that work and get it done for the weekend.
Absolutely. That was fake. Yeah. Well, hey, go have some fun and go out to eat tonight. It's Hump Day.
Yeah.
At least stop and get a strawberry shake on the way home.
Yeah.
Blueberry?
I would go with blueberry.
Okay. Go do that, folks. We freaking love you guys. We will see you tomorrow, 9 a.m.
Don't forget to make the donuts, kids, in the morning.
Yeah, remember, live, 9 a.m. Spreaker.com.
9 a.m. Come get a donut.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.